Barcelona was gifted an absolute lifeline on Wednesday when Real Madrid lost to Athletic Club. In my head, I was like, wow, they completely lucked out, Barcelona. Now they can maintain somewhat of a small gap and be in first place in La Liga. And I was like, okay, they just beat Mallorca 5-1. They look like they might be back to an extent. They can beat Betis, they can beat Leganes, they can beat Atletico Madrid. Barcelona's record the last few seasons against Atletico, they've dominated Atletico Madrid. But now it's another disaster class. It's another self-inflicted wound. It's another dropped points. Those are two matches in the last four La Liga matches, where they were winning and they lost it in the 80 something minute. It's self-inflicting wounds. It's Frankie de Jong coming on the pitch. Ironically, he comes on and they score 2 goals. He comes on the pitch. Vitor Roque is on a breakaway and he steps on his foot and then pushes him off the ball. Arm is completely extended, similar to the Araujo red card against PSG last season. Now, obviously, that wasn't in the box. This was. What's frustrating with that is, first and foremost, it's Vitor Roque. He's not the best finisher. And with the way that that play could have went, it could have been on his left foot. Pena was covering the near post. The odds of him scoring, I'm not going to say are slim, but it's not like it was a guaranteed goal. I don't think there was a reason to do that rash of a challenge. Push him, grab his shirt, kind of try to get him off balance, but you don't have to be that rash. I mean, then a yellow card, and then Flick gets sent off. I mean, it was just a downward spiral after that. It was just completely self-inflicting wounds. The high line, been saying it all year. This is going to somehow come back and bite them in the ass, and they're going to get exposed, and other teams are going to realize how to play against Barcelona. And now these average teams in La Liga are scoring 2 goals against Barcelona, and they're beating them, and they're creating chance after chance after chance. If it weren't for Iñaki Pena, literally, Betis would have scored 3-4 goals, 100%, maybe 5. They had way more chances than Barcelona. They could have scored in the second minute. Was it Abde? That guy had a breakaway, and Pena made a fantastic save. He also had a chance in the second half. Rips it quickly, turns left foot, shot. Pena makes an unbelievable save. Honestly, I would have given Pena maybe man of the match. I mean, Lamine Yamal was unbelievable. But because if it weren't for Pena, they would have lost 100%. So this defense is awful. And I don't care if you disagree. The results are showing. Yes, we were getting people offsides in Mallorca. What was it? 10, 12 offsides were calls. Cool. But guess what? How many breakaways and chances are now created because of these high line? And Barcelona gets bailed out at times because these other teams aren't finishing, or we make a great save like Pena did several times today. I'll say it again, that Madrid match, Barcelona's lucky that it wasn't significantly closer. I know they won big, and they missed 1 or 2 other big chances like Lewandowski, but Mbappe could have scored at least 2 goals because he was onside and missed chances. Vinicius missed a good chance. If Mbappe holds his run by a half a second, at least 2 or 3 of those other times he was offsides. Those are 3 more breakaways, at least a goal. So Barcelona gets lucky at times, and we're seeing it now that this defense gets exposed. We're not fast. We're not smart. They don't mark up. That second goal, what an awful goal to concede. The guy that scored, one of the most, probably the most unskilled and terribly technically gifted players on the pitch. He was specifically brought on because he was fast and strong. That's it. To run down the sideline, break down the defense, and so they could try and play him through balls. That guy had no skill whatsoever, and the fact that he was able to shoot that ball through whoever was marking him, through his legs, and goes far post, he was not trying to do that. He was trying to either pass it or shoot it near post. There was no way he intended to do that, but the fact that that went in and that shot got on target is completely unacceptable. The defense needs to get so much better, and word is that Araujo could come back next La Liga match, and I hope it's right, and I hope Christensen comes back soon because their experience alone, I think, will change so much in this defense and will make everyone so much more comfortable and at ease because this defense, it's like every time the other team has the ball in the counterattack now, I think they're going to score. Koundé seems like he's just lazy and just doesn't mark up right, and there's just something about him. He'll make a great play. He'll make a good cross. He'll make a good tackle. But there's just something about the way he plays that's just lazy. And then Cabarsi's just lethargic. And Martinez, is kind of slow too. It's just so frustrating, and they're starting to get exposed like I said they would be, so that is a huge concern and they got to fix it. Now, I really don't want to say much good because there wasn't much to be happy about, but Lamine Yamal he was unbelievable. He won man of the match, and him or Pena, as one of them should. Lamine Yamal, we're going to look back in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years and be like, damn, like a 17-year-old, a kid that just turned 17, was literally the most important player for one of the biggest clubs of all time to win. Like, he is the most important player for Barcelona if they want to win. The statistics alone speak for themselves. It's insane what he does at such ease and calmness, and he's so smart and creative, and his passing this season has been ridiculous. That assist to Ferran Torres, I mean, who's making those passes? It's just crazy. And there was a moment he won the ball, starts pushing up, starts to counterattack himself, crosses midfield, beats a defender, beats another Betis defender, then beats a third, but his touch is a little too heavy when he cuts inside on his left foot, and it goes to Ferran Torres, who happens to be offsides, and then he shoots it, goes out of bounds, but it doesn't matter because he's offsides. If Lamine Yamal had that clean touch, he could have finessed it around the keeper, cut inside, had a clean shot, open net, so close. He created so much, and honestly, he was the only player today that really did anything on the attack. Dani Olmo has been very underwhelming these last few matches. I don't know if he's not fit. I don't know what's going on, but I'm starting to get really concerned and frustrated with Dani Olmo, and I think this signing is going to be very interesting because they have him for so long, but he's always injured. It's like he's like one of those players where it's like every match, it's like if he plays, it's like you're lucky if he plays. It's one of those things where it's like you go into every week, is he even going to be fit to play? And I hate to say it, but this is why I've been saying, and when I've been saying more recently, that a signing like Nico or Leao could be extremely beneficial, because with the form and inconsistency, and more importantly, the fitness concerns of Dani Olmo, it allows Rafinha to play in that position, which he's excelled at when he's played there this season. And then we can have Nico or Leao or Kvaratskhelia, whoever it is, play on the left, and I think they're completely fine. So I know this is a little off topic. I hope they can make one of those signings, because I'm a little concerned with Dani Olmo, to be completely honest, and I hope his fitness can start becoming more reliable, because we need him, and it shows how beneficial he can be when he's at his top. Rafinha probably had one of his worst matches. There were a couple moments where he was okay, but, again, for the form he's had all season, everyone's bound to have a poor match, so I'm not going to really criticize him, to be honest. But Lewandowski, look, I get it. He scored, but it was a tap-in. Sure, right place at the right time. I want to see a little more creativity and involvement, and I just hope their next number 9 or center forward can do that, because if he did not score that goal, he wouldn't have had a shot on target or a shot in general. He would have had a 3 or 4 out of 10 rating. He did absolutely nothing, and it's extremely disappointing. Casado and Pedri were okay. I don't think in the second half at all, Barcelona, they didn't control any of the possession. Typically, we're used to seeing Pedri on the ball more, pulling the strings and making some really nice through balls and passes. I didn't see it as much. Pedri kind of looked a little, I don't want to say out of sorts. He looked a little tired in the match. Like I said, he didn't play bad by any means, but I'm used to seeing him on the ball more. It was just a little bizarre not seeing him. And then we already touched on the defense, absolute disgrace, as they have been the last almost month. And then Pena, honestly, was rock solid. We're just at a point now where, unfortunately, Barcelona has to win their next 2 matches in La Liga if they want to have any shot to have a comfortable chance at, or at least small chance of leading going into 2025, because right now, if Real Madrid wins their next 2 matches, they're 1 point ahead of Barcelona in La Liga, and Vinicius is coming back, Rodrigo's now healthy. I'm starting to think that things will start clicking more for Real Madrid, unfortunately, and I'm very uncomfortable where Barcelona stands right now, and they have a huge match next week against Dortmund, in Dortmund, arguably the hardest stadium to play at in Europe. Barcelona's got 2 really, really huge matches coming up the next 2 weeks. They have Dortmund away from home. They have Leganes, which I think they should win, and then Atletico Madrid, they play at home, their last match of 2024. That's a big one. They've been in pretty good form lately, so I'm expecting 2 great matches. And if Barcelona can win these next 3 matches going to 2025, I think that can kind of calm us down. Araujo should be back. Christensen hopefully can come back. I think those two alone will help us a lot, but I'm not liking what I'm seeing. The high line is getting exposed. The defense is bad. The attack looks shaky and very slow. The energy isn't what it used to be. I don't know if the players are tired. Hopefully after this new year, their little break, hopefully they can, maintain their fitness and get back their energy levels. But this is a really interesting spot that the club is in, and it's going to show a lot of determination from this club to get back to where they were, and I think they can do it. I hope they can. We have a lot of high expectations for the team, and hopefully they can keep those expectations going and they don't fumble it. But let me know what you guys think about this match. Did anybody stand out to you, and which players were disappointed? What are your expectations moving forward? Let me hear it all in the comments. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys back here next time.